World record attempt by HICHAM El Guerrouj of Morocco in the all-blue strip. Two pacemakers, William Tanui of Kenya and Robert Kibet of Kenya, and I wonder whether there'll be a response to Nyen's fine world record over 1,000 metres, taking Sedko's figures away in Rieti just a couple of days ago. 162, that's Robert Kibet. William Tanui, 161, is also there, former Olympic champion over 800 metres, leading through El Guerrouj. Steve Crown.
Well, given how fast El Guerrouj has run this year, I think this is well within his capabilities, as long as we have some good placemaking. He will want William Tanui, who's in second place at the minute, to take him as far as he possibly can. We saw El Guerrouj have a good attempt at the World 3000 record the other night in Brussels. Just came up short, really. But he ran 4:48 in Gateshead last year in pretty average conditions, 56.7, good first lap, nice and even pace, nothing silly. And I think that El Guerrouj, well, you should never say that people will break a world record, but certainly within his capabilities anyway.
Well, let's just tell you who holds the world record. Noradine Morsely set that in Paris in 1995. The figure stands at 4 minutes 47.88. He's just inside on that first lap, the Morsely schedule, although on an even pace. Probably just a little bit slower than that, but he is a class act. World record holder, the mile world record holder at 1,500 metres, sitting now in place behind the two pacemakers who've got to work very hard. They're looking to get into 1,600 metres in 3:48, which would mean that he would have to run only under 59 for the last 400 metres to break the world record. So if he can get there, then clearly the world record is well within his sights.
Certainly is, Stuart. It's a weird distance over the 2,000. There you can see a slightly slower lap there, 1:54, but still good schedule there. It's ahead of what Morsely was running, but Morsely didn't really run an even pace for us. He ran 2:21 for his second 1,000. He really speeded up in the second half of the race, and I think El Guerrouj will want to run it differently. So let's not get too carried away with comparing it with what Morsely was at the same point. The key for him is to keep it even paced, and 1:54 is good. And now this is where William Tanui will earn his money. He really has to keep this pace going for at least another lap, preferably further. And El Guerrouj then will be able to reach the bell, having not had to work too hard, and that's the key. And then hopefully he can pick it up on the last lap.
Well, the race once again is a demonstration. Pacemaker and the principal, the world champion, sitting in, having beaten Nyen, having seen Nyen break the record of 1,000 metres. That must have inspired him and motivated him. And with 2 laps to go, to 2:52.21 at 1,200 metres, so he's on schedule, certainly. He's on schedule. Look at the pace. I mean, really, Tanui's really blasting out down the back straight there. He's really working very hard, as you said, Steve, and El Guerrouj is responding, and that's good.
When Morsely broke the world record, this is the stage of the race that he really took off. He really picked up the pace, and unfortunately for El Guerrouj now, he's got 600 metres to run on his own. You're really caught between good mile pace, which this is, and running an extra lap, which you'd like to have really run a little bit slower. Now the crowd are getting behind him. That's going to be very, very important here, because he's got nothing behind him to push him. He's only got the clock to run against. And let's just see where he gets to at the bell. Morsely in the world record was 3:52. He's going to be certainly inside that. Well within the record schedule that was set, but Morsely ran a brilliant last lap.
Yeah, Morsely ran, what, 55, but this is inside world record schedule for El Guerrouj. And he's still gaining in strength and stature down the back straight. This is talent. He's now 50 metres or so, perhaps more, ahead of the rest of the field, being led by Benson Coates, but that's another race. This is a record attempt, less than 200 metres to go. Just to remind you, the figure 4:47.88 he has to beat Morsely's figure set back in 1995. This man has the talent. He's the world record holder at 1,500, world record holder at 1 mile. Now watch the clock count down. He's got about 60 metres to go. 47.88 to beat. He's powering his way to the line. It's a brilliant, brilliant run. And the world record has gone, 4:44.79, and that is a magnificent performance. 3 seconds or so inside the world record set by Morsely. And Steve, it was always on the cards, it really was. But once the pace had gone, He just kept a relentless pace himself, and really he deserved that. He was inside, just outside the 3:48 that he wanted, but that meant that that last 400 metres was well within his grasp.
Well, he's just made a whole bunch of brilliant names over miling history look very, very ordinary. 4:44. That is incredible. You can imagine running a 3:44 mile, which only he and Nien, of course, have run faster than, and then running a 60-second lap on the back of that. That's the sort of thing you're talking about. Forget that time that's down there in the bottom caption. That's the organiser there, Rudy Thiele, but El Guerrouj is just, well, you know, words almost defy you, because he's just setting standards now that I don't think anyone for quite a while is going to get close to. Let's not forget Nien, he broke the world record for 1,000 metres in Rieti on Sunday. But this night, once more, belongs to El Guerrouj. A brilliant performance over 5 laps.